This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 12, is that I came across this news article from the Jerusalem Post where they're reporting how a 3,500-year-old inscription from biblical Canaan, all right, which was overtaken by us, the Israelites, where we conquered that region, all right. You can read the book of Joshua. But they found some inscription that dates, okay, back 3,500 years in that region. And so I was reading this. You know, I'll read it, but I want to get to the key points because they found writings, those two writings, and which inspired me to do a lesson, because you're going to see what those two writings are. So the writing, a combination of 6 letters on 2 distinct lines, is featured on a pottery sherd found in the site located in Shevalah region in south central Israel. A 3,500-year-old inscription recently unearthed in Tel Lashish. Right, all you got to do is put in the word Lashish, and you can go, puts you right to the book of Joshua. It's the oldest piece of writing ever found in Israel and offers unprecedented insights into the development of the first alphabets. A study published in the journal Antiquity revealed on Thursday. Right, because what they found was the Lashon Kodash, the Holy Tongue. All right, they found Hebrew, or the meaning of the word Hebrew is Arbaryath. So they found Arbaryath writing, okay, in that area, which dates back 3,500 years, which is ancient Paleo Hebrew, or the Lashon, in other words, the Lashon Kodash. If you can receive it, you can receive it. The writing, a combination of 6 letters on 2 distinct lines, is featured on pottery sherd found at the site located in the, I've just read that, they always like to repeat themselves. Here's the writing, okay? This is the Arbaryath, or Hebrew writing, or the Lashon Kodash, the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay, the Holy Tongue, excuse me. That's what the Lashon, okay, Kodash. Lashon meaning tongue, Kodash meaning holy. The artifact was discovered in 2018 during excavations, It says right here, according to the book of Joshua, the Israelites destroyed it as they conquered the land of Israel at the end of their wanderings in the desert after the exodus from Egypt. Right. And this reminds me of another scripture. You see, you know, you so-called Christians, okay? I'm going to get to my point in the lesson, which is why I brought out Isaiah chapter 60, verse 12, because there's a word that's on there that I'm going to read. But you so-called Christians, all right, you try to negate or omit about the 12 tribes of Israel, even though, all right, the artifacts of our history shows that we existed, okay? Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Right. And these artifacts are showing the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, okay? And they're covering, man. This truth is covering everything, man, okay? This is the living water. All right. And the Hebrew Israelites are here walking the earth. And those are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of today. All right. Whether you like it or not. All right, we believe, and that's all that matters. And that's who the Lord is waking up, his chosen. Lachish later became an important Israelite city in the kingdom of Judah until it was destroyed by the Assyrians in the 7th century BC. All right, yeah, which is the truth. All right, that did happen. Okay, and we kept going into captivity, captivity, captivity. Ever since, first it was the northern kingdom went into captivity under the Assyrians. All right, and then the Babylonians came in after the Assyrians, which we like to call the Assyrian Babylonian, because the lineage of Nebuchadnezzar, those were Assyrians. And they came and conquered Judah and put them into captivity. And we all went into captivity. Okay, captivity after every major empire, even up to today in Babylon the Great. But let's get to the point. I don't want to make this too long. I'm just trying to hit some key points. So here are the inscriptions. No, actually, let me start up here. It says, Holy Mayor said that even though the letters identified on the shard bear names and composed words that might sound familiar to a modern Hebrew speaker, the alphabet was not the Hebrew alphabet, but rather an alphabet from which the Hebrew one would evolve centuries later. Right, because, this is half-truth, It was ancient Paleo-Hebrew, and it got modernized into the Assyrian Hebrew. That's all that he's saying. The inscription bears letters that researchers identify as I, Ba, Da, right? Or he likes to put EVD, but guess what? There's no E, okay, or O, all right, in the Hebrew, all right? There's I, Ba, and Da. And I'm going to get that because that's why I brought out Isaiah chapter 60, verse 12. It says, which back then, as well as in modern Hebrew, means, all right, slave. There you go. And that's why I brought out the book of Isaiah chapter 60, verse 12. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Right, when you go into that word serve, okay, this is it. It's ibad. Okay, ibad. That word, it's not it's here. Look, I'll bring out the Hebrew right now. I got it. You can clearly see it. Here, hold on. Let me get this one right here. You see? All right? That's an I. So they got it messed up. And you can see there's no E, all right, beginning word of E in the Hebrew. All right, so they're off. And that's how you know that Yiddish garbage, all right, is very disruptive. And that's why these people don't know what the hell is going on. Because especially our people, because you're supposed to know the Hebrew or attempt to know it. All right? So there you go. So it's I, Ba, and Da. Okay? And that's the Assyrian. And let's go back. So let's go back to the word. So you get a better understanding. Right there. I, Ba, Da. Okay? Da. Let's go once again. Da. Let's get back to the Hebrew again. All right, repetition, all right, it's the art of remembrance. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Da, you see? There you go. So that means, they said slave. So let's get into that word. It means to what? It means to work, serve, labor, work, to work, right? So, once again, let's read this. Isaiah 16:12, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Right, so and who are these nations and kingdoms? Isaiah 60:10. And the sons of strangers, which is talking about the heathens, okay, those are those nations and kingdoms, shall build up thy walls. What walls? The Israelite walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. Right, the elite, all right? Which we call today what? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, they're going to serve the Israelites, okay? They like to call themselves the Illuminati, but hey, the real Illuminati are us. We're the illuminated ones. We're the enlightened ones. We're the holders of the light because we're coming out of the Bible, all right? You're the GMO Illuminati, okay? For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee. There you go. 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall be shut day nor night. They shall not be shut day nor night. that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. When you go into the word force, it means the wealth, the riches. All right? That's why, hey, brothers and sisters, man, we don't need to be freaking trying to be a millionaire or billionaire, okay? Meaning, don't be focusing, okay, on trying to chase this bag, man. All right? Now, the Lord blesses you with some money, you know. Hey, you know, take it. All right, take it that day. The Lord is taking care of you. All right, and you take that money and take care of the brotherhood. But if you're trying to be a billionaire, you're working, and you're not focusing on the scriptures, okay, here in Babylon and the great, while we're in captivity, you're not focusing on the scriptures, seeking the Lord, and all you're focused on is trying to be rich and famous, okay, and powerful on this side. Hey, then you're not going to get, okay, you're not going to get this until till you die and come back. All right, because the force of Gentiles are coming to the nation of Israel. All right, and that their kings may be brought. Right, they're going to serve us. Slavery, slave. That's why the Lord had it set up that they would, okay, make this article to tell us, the elect, like, hey, man, we're going to get slaves. That's right. Okay, we're going to get slaves in the kingdom of heaven. And so, you know, and this is to our people, you know, you got to believe, man. Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Right. Okay, and these strangers, and that's why I wanted to bring it out, because these strangers are talking about, all right, the Israelite foreigners. Okay. Let's go into the word strangers. Again, what's that word? Gara. Okay. So let's see if I said that correctly. All right, follow along with me. Okay, we're going to learn, all right, Hebrew, the ancient Paleo Hebrew, which is on those inscriptions in this article. Okay, there it is, Ra, Ga-ra. Okay, Ga-ra. So that was what was on. Okay, that's what that word stranger means. Okay, Ga-ra, which means, get to the point, of foreigners in Israel, though concede rights. Right, Israelites born outside of the land. Okay, because there were laws on that. There were laws that if you were born outside of Israel, okay, you had certain, okay, nationality rights. Okay, a nation, your national rights. Okay, but you didn't have land, so that's why, okay, certain laws were set up to provide you land. Okay, if you were born outside of the state of the land of Israel. Okay, it's just Lord willing that was edifying that point. So that's who the strangers are. For those that keep saying this is talking about the heathens, that's not what that's talking about. It's talking about the Israelites. All right, born outside of Israel, and that, and in the book of Acts you see that. Okay, you had all these devout men, Jews, that were coming from, okay, different countries, but came to Jerusalem to worship on the high holy days. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Right. So this is talking about the Israelites. 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right. It's talking about slavery. Slavery. 3. And it shall come to pass in that day the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, which we're coming to it, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Right. We were made to serve, okay, these heathens, especially Esau, Edom. Let's go into that word. Serve. Okay. There it is again. Ibad. All right. Work to serve. So we were serving, okay, these heathens. All right. We were led into captivity by these heathens, especially Esau, Edom. Well, guess what? There's going to be a role reversal. They're going to serve us. They're going into captivity. Last one, and I'll close it out. Okay? Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. There you go. Okay? The saints are the Israelites. Okay? This is what we're waiting on. All right? You will serve us. And that's honeycomb to our ear. All right? Because, well, let's go to the part right here. it says the other Hebrew, which was the second word decipher on the shirt, features napata, or nectar, right, which is honeycomb in the Hebrew. And let's get Proverbs, just so we can prove that. Proverbs 24 and 13. My son, eat thou honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. Right, it's talking about this, the words, okay, these scriptures. 14, so shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul, and when thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward. What's the reward? To have slaves, to have the kingdom of heaven, to rule over you heathens, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Right, this is our expectation, okay, and this is not being cut off. This is what the Lord says is going to happen, okay. Now, when you go into that word honeycomb, okay, which that word that they found, I jumped the, here it is, honeycomb, napata, okay, or napath, or napata. And brothers that are very familiar with the Hebrew, they probably haven't, they know the proper way of pronouncing it. But, you know, that's napata, okay? And that's, you know, that's why, you know, brothers and sisters, all right, this truth is always growing, okay? This is living water. There's always something to do. There's always something to learn. If you are bored while waiting on the Lord, there's something fundamentally wrong with you. You need to check your spirit and fast and pray. Real talk. Okay, flowing honey from the comb, dropping down, honeycomb, right? Okay, and this is honeycomb. This is dropping down. This is sweet to us. Okay, this is sweet to our lips. All right, because hey, this is the truth, and that we know the reward is coming. We know the heathens are going to be in captivity. All right, you're going into captivity. You're going into slavery. And hey, this is what we're waiting on, the true believers. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I wanted to bring this out. Okay, Lord willing, I was able to make the point. Hey, they're found, once again, regurgitate, repeat, reiterate. They found inscriptions in the time of when we were dwelling in that land. Okay, and it had the word slave. Okay, which is ibad. It also had the word nectar or honeycomb, which is napath. Okay, and that's the Hebrew, which Hebrew means ibaryath. Okay, that's the Hebrew language, or in the Hebrew tongue, the holy tongue, the Lashon Kadash. And this is Yapa, because this is the Lord telling us that, hey, man, okay, he's doing a mighty work, and we're almost out of here. And these heathens will be our slaves, and we'll be getting all the wealth back. Okay, and you Israelites that don't want slaves, well, you got to be destroyed on this side, and then you'll be in the right state of mind. Okay, because you should want slaves. Hey, that's a king mentality. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakak Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Keep praying. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. Keep praying. Shalom and abad babal. Shalom.